hit record. So we have this to share with others who can't be with us live today. I want to welcome those of you who are here and thank you for being on the call. We're going to be learning from Tonya Stevens, faculty instructor in Information Technology Department here at Blue Ridge. Tonya's going to be sharing some of what she knows a lot about AI, and she's going to be sharing some of that with us today. We can't share it all in half an hour, but we're really looking forward to learning from her. And I'm probably going to go ahead and give her the floor so that she's got as much time as she can get to talk to us about the landscape and the domains of AI that we may not be aware of. Thanks again for being here and welcome, Tonya.
Thank you, Sarah. Are you guys seeing my screen okay?
Yep. We sure are.
Perfect. All right, fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and talk just a little bit about the domains of AI. In particular, today we're going to look at computer vision. So traditionally, AI is made up of 4 domains. The first is machine learning. The other is natural language processing, or NLP. I know you guys have heard a lot about that so far. We have computer vision, or CV, and robotics. So today, again, I thought we would take a look at some computer vision. And computer vision is an absolutely fascinating field. It gives machines the ability to interpret and understand visual information much the way that we do. Now, it uses a lot of advanced sensors, artificial intelligence, and sophisticated learning techniques such as machine learning and deep learning. Now, collectively, these all work together to enable the computer to discern patterns and glean insights from visual data. And this is usually hosted in a cloud environment. So in essence, our computer vision algorithms get trained or honed through exposure to extensive sets of images or videos. And this allows them to learn, recognize, indicate, recognize visual patterns. So then they'll take the acquired knowledge from being trained on these images and videos, and they'll apply them to see if they can look at new images and draw conclusions from it based upon what they already know from images that they were trained on. So this capacity for visual cognition holds immense promise across a multitude of industries and applications. We can see this in use from healthcare to autonomous vehicles, in manufacturing, and augmented reality. So I thought we would talk about different aspects of computer vision. One of the things that you use computer vision for is image classification. And this is a classic example here of, is it a hot dog? And basically all this does is it tells you whether something is a hot dog or not a hot dog. But you get the idea here. This can be used for a lot of other nifty things. You can also use computer vision to track objects in videos. Here, of course, we see that we are tracking cars in a video on the lane counter. Another thing that we can use for computer vision for is object detection. And I think this one is really nifty. Now, I'm not promoting this company. I just really like the video because it shows you a fantastic example of a checkout free, worker free store. So let's take a look.
iFi is a global innovator automating the world's stores. Our autonomous store platform consists of multi-camera tracking, the live inventory management, the delightful checkout-free experience. And iFi power stores have become destinations in cities like San Francisco, Paris, Shanghai, Zhejiang. The EGX platform is actually the fuel to iFi's autonomous store platform. It enables the multiple person tracking inside the store and also to build the virtual shopping carts for each of them. They can actually bring the checkout-free experiences to all their shoppers, cater to their demands wherever they want and whenever they want. We can also provide better decision-making tools when it comes to inventory and workforce management. We appreciate NVIDIA's support, really enabling us to provide better services to all of our retail clients. We're automating the world stores and looking forward to bringing the checkout-free experience to all the shoppers in the world.
I was very fortunate this past summer. I got to actually go into 2 stores that are using this technology. One was in the Dallas-Fort Worth airport. Was able just to walk in the store and pick up whatever I wanted and walk out and tap my phone. And I was really enjoying that, probably way too much. And then the other, I was at a conference at Cisco, and we got to go to the Cisco employee store, and they have the entire store completely automated. They have an inventory robot, and they have all of this AI in place where they can track you through the store. And one of the fun things that they do is they compare when you came in to when you left the store. So I came in the store really super duper happy. I also left the store really super duper happy, but with a lot less money. The other thing they have are smart dressing rooms. And I thought this was super fantastic. Not that they're watching you change clothes. Okay, so don't go there. But what they've got in there is they know based upon the tags on the clothing what you've brought in. And you can just simply tap and get them to bring you the same item, but in a different size. So I really thought that was fantastic. And I enjoyed that as well. So I wanted to talk about some common terms that you're going to see associated with computer vision. The first is data set. So a data set in our case is going to be a video or a collection of images. You know, if we were talking about a data set example, maybe we could talk about cars. So we'd have a lot of pictures of cars. Model. A model is a set of tuned algorithms that produce a predicted output. So those models get trained on the data set that we just talked about. So pictures of cars in our cases, and they learn to classify images based upon that. They can also be used at this point to find objects in a video, or if we're using videos as our data set. We have categories. Categories, this is how we classify an object. So again, if we were talking about cars, one of our classifications might be, is it a Subaru? Is it a Mercedes? Is it a Honda? The other one that we have is object. And an object identifies something specific to the image or specific frames of the videos. Now, while we're talking about cars, this could be like the windshield or bumper stickers or the rearview mirror. Something that would be on the car that we could see in the picture. So now that we have some of those terms together, we're going to use them. So I have with me my friends, Mario and Luigi, and they are going to help me do a demo called Is It Mario or Is It Luigi? And I will post this link out into the chat, but this is a site called Teachable Machine. So going out to Teachable Machine, I am going to choose Image Project. Notice that I can also do an audio project or a pose project. And I'm just going to use the standard image model because that will work fine. So first of all, we need to define our classes. And our first class is going to be Mario. And our second class will be Luigi. There we go. All right, in order for me to train the objects, I'm going to be using my webcam. Oh, I thought this might come in because I'm screen sharing. Good thing I made a video. So we're not going to be able to do it live, but I can show you the video that I did last night. So here that is. Okay, I'm out at teachablemachine.withgoogle.com/train, and I'm going to choose an image project. Standard image model will be fine for what we're going to do. But we are going to add a couple of classes. And the first class we're going to add is Mario. And the second class we're going to add is Luigi. All right. Hopefully I'm ducking out of the way enough. I'm going to hit the webcam. I'm going to hold to record. And we're going to get some images of Mario in here. I'm going to try for about 300 or so. Okay. And now we're going to get some images in of Luigi. Again, I'm going to try to get him in from a couple of different angles and get in close and take a look. And I'm going to go for about 300 images again. And now I'm going to train my model. Now this should take less than about 20 seconds. And the big thing is you don't want to switch tabs here. You want to make sure this is up and running. And now it's ready for us to take a look. Now if I hold up Mario, notice it's 100% certain that this is Mario. If I turn him to the side, still it's Mario. Oh, it's Mario. What about upside down, sideways? It's very confident that it is Mario. Now what about Luigi? Well, let's put Luigi up. And it's very confident here that he is indeed Luigi. A little bit of change. Okay, so what if we try to fool our computer vision for a minute? Let's say that Mario has rang a bell. We all know that when Mario rings a bell, he transforms. So now let's see, how confident is it? Is it Mario? Well, notice it's slightly confident, not as confident maybe as it was. I suspect that if we turn Mario on his side that it'll be even more confident, yes. Because it sees that little flash of red there on the sleeve a little bit better. So it's pretty confident this is Mario, but not as confident as it was when he was in his red suit. Now, what about our friend Luigi? Well, let's see. Luigi is dressed as Abe. Oh, but Luigi is not able to fool. Oh, on the side he's fooling. Look at that. It thinks it's Mario when he turns to the side. Thinks it's Mario, but straight on, it's really certain that it is Luigi indeed. All right, so that was having a little bit of fun doing a very simplistic setup of, is it Mario or is it Luigi? Now I'm going to post out the link so that you can try this for yourself. I had one of my classes trying the pose, and that was really kind of quite comical, as you can well imagine. But that's a little bit about computer vision. Now let's talk about a few more serious things with it. Now, anytime we're dealing with AI, of course, there's always some concerns. And one of the concerns that we have, of course, is ethics. We always want to make sure that we are using the AI ethically. And that is, again, just something that we emphasize here at Blue Ridge, and that is emphasized throughout for AI practitioners, is that we be ethical in using our AI. Another thing we need to look at is bias. It's really easy to overlook bias, and we have tons of examples of how AI has drawn the wrong conclusion based upon incorrect training sets. Now, probably one of the most notable ones using computer vision is the HP face recognition program. Now, HP set up facial recognition so that when you open up the laptop, it would look at you, it would see you, and automatically log you in. But what they found is that it didn't work as well the darker your skin is. So they were asking themselves, okay, why is this? And then they realized that the training set that they'd used to train their computer vision on didn't have enough pictures of people of color. There wasn't enough diversity in the pictures. So once they went in and started dealing with more diversity and making sure that their um, training set had more inclusivity, then all of a sudden their recognition got better for everyone. So that's definitely something to watch for. The other thing we have to kind of watch out for, and this combines both ethics and bias, is I just read an article today that they think by 2024, which is what, 2 months, that we will be producing deep fakes so good that you can't tell if they're real or not. Now, right now, usually on a deep fake, which is taking a video of someone, typically someone famous, and making them say something that they really didn't say, but they matched up to it with the deep fake. They're getting so good at this that it's next to impossible to tell what is AI generated and what is real. So that, again, is a little scary. I think that's a great growth opportunity, though, for our areas that focus in on critical thinking, as to have people really look at these and see if we can determine it. One of the things they're talking about is maybe putting a watermark in AI so that if you see the watermark, you know that it's AI, but they haven't made anything 100% official yet. The other things we kind of have to watch out for is, what about accidents? Well, one of the things that computer vision is used for is the self-driving cars. There's a lot of computer vision that goes into that. So that brings up the questions of, what happens if there is an accident with a self-driving car? Who is at fault here? So those all bring up some very interesting topics, concerns that we have to think about. So I am going to take just a few minutes to take some questions, but first I am going to give you a homework assignment because, hey, that's what teachers do, right? So here is your AI movie assignment. Your job is to watch The Imitation Game. You can find it for free out on Netflix, Tubi, and Pluto. You can rent it from Apple TV, Amazon, Google Play, or Vudu. So now I want to take a minute to open up the floor and ask you, what questions do you have? What concerns do you have about AI? All right, now I'm watching the chat. I'm watching you guys. Chime on in.
I have so many questions, Tonya. That's
Okay.
my problem. I bet some of you also feel like I don't know where to begin. I have so many questions, right? When you talk about the ethics of using computer vision, right now, I don't know. So, and if you don't know, I don't expect you to know. That's okay. But like, I know there are some places where computer vision is announced, right? Like they've got red light cameras or they're using computer vision in certain areas. I think it's like in larger cities, I think that people who live in those larger cities are aware that they're using cameras in lots of places now and that there's some facial recognition software. I mean, obviously communist China is they're using it quite extensively. And I've heard some stories on NPR about that. Do you know, is there any legislation around that? Is that a state? Like, is that state by state, area by area? Do you know where that is?
Well, it's something that a lot of people are talking about. One of the biggest repositories of images happens to be social media. And so a lot of our models have been trained with social media images, including ones from Meta. And it brings up a lot of really interesting concerns. You put it out there for your friends, but all of a sudden it's being trained, for data. That's something to be concerned about. And, you know, if you read really deeply through like 5 or 6 paragraphs deep or pages deep of user agreements, you may find something to the effect of, hey, we may use your image to XYZ. But right now, there's not anything out there. There's a lot of call for, hey, we need legislation for this, but there's not anything moving forward at this point. I mean, President Biden did, you know, release a report last week governing AI, but it is something that is going to be a concern from now on, and not just in our country, of course, and obviously in other countries. So I wish I had a good answer for that. But
I think that was an unfair question for me to put to you, but it is something I'm thinking about for sure.
well, we all should be thinking about it. I mean, it's kind of scary to think that we could just be walking around somewhere and someone be like, aha. And, you know, like we saw in that really neat shopping video where they were showing the people picking up stuff and they were like, oh, that dude picked up Oreos. Well, just imagine, you know, now I think my doctor would love this. My nutritionist would love this. They'd love to have a little tracker on me. So when I pick up that thing of Oreos, they can send me a text message that says, put it down, Tonya, put it down, you know. But
Michelle's got a question. Go ahead, Michelle.
Michelle?
Michelle, we're not seeing anything yet or hearing anything yet from your interpreter. There we go.
Okay.
We're
Can you hear me
unmuted.
now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay. Okay, sorry. I had to press star 6. Okay, so I haven't heard about this part. It's interesting to me. It's new to me, obviously, but what kind of like a user app would this be? Like a phone or a computer? Or I'm clueless. You know, and
Honestly,
like for class, you know, like Zoom meetings or something, you know, like if you take pictures or screenshots.
as a matter of fact, what's funny is one of the models that I've been practicing on actually integrates into a Zoom meeting, and it looks at all the pictures and it says, this person is paying attention, this person is not. So that's something that I have been building on the side as one of my fun projects of, is this person paying attention or not? Because that was one of the things we all giggled about, you know, during COVID.
Yep. Yep.
Keep your cameras on. And so that was a kind of a fun thing. There are tons of apps out there. There are tons of things out on the computer. We're seeing more and more come out that you can use it for. Now, the example that I gave of, is it a hot dog or not, actually came from an HBO comedy. And one of the protagonists wrote an app called Is It a Hot Dog or Not? You can actually download this to your phone if you if you wanted to play with it, and you know, put it over random objects. Is this a hot dog or is it not? A good friend of mine from Chicago,
So
actually,
what's the name of the app again?
is it a hot
Curious.
serious?
That's
Yeah,
the name of the app.
yeah, I know.
Is it a hot dog?
But it really is it a hot dog?
Okay.
Yeah. So it is out there, so you can have kind of fun with that. But if you think about it, we've been using kind of the same thing for quite a while. Anytime you've used a filter in a selfie, well, guess what, y'all?
That's computer vision. And so is Google Lens, right? Like that
Google
app
Lens.
that people use to find out what plant they're hiking next to, which is how I use it. Like,
Exactly.
what kind of tree is this? Oh, Google Lens it.
And so where did Google get all the pictures of all the plants? Us. So yeah, there's a lot of concern out there about how the images are used. and something that you can have a ton of fun with. One of the things that I've been experimenting with is yoga. So I will use the pose function on Teachable Machine and strike a yoga pose. And then I'll have a picture of the instructor doing the same pose, and it will compare, did Tonya get the pose right? The answer is no, most of the time. But it's still something that you can look at. And that's another thing that we're really seeing computer visions in sports.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. Like I know the Dortmund football club has this football simulator technology where they have taken all these pictures and all these data points of people and can train them, how to increase their scoring potentials. Like if they're taking shots on goals. It's really been kind of amazing to see what's happening here. In the NBA, for instance, so like talk about dream job, y'all. NBA hires a lot of people to go through and train computer vision so that they can better prepare teams and coaches. Like let's say we got an upcoming, we're playing the Los Angeles Lakers. Well, we can go through and feed video of the Los Angeles Lakers in, and the computer can analyze it. We've written algorithms to tell you what their tendencies are. If it's the fourth quarter and they need a last minute shot, who's more likely to take it? And what is the percentage that they'll hit? And they'll do the same things for our sports team. Who is our best option to throw the ball to for a last minute shot? So we're seeing computer vision used in so many different ways. Of course, in the medical field, to look at x-rays, among other things, to diagnose cancer. And we see that continuing on into the field with it. So the world is just, for computer vision, it's whatever you think you can. Again, can we classify the plants that we're looking at? There are tons of apps out there for that. So we interact with computer vision a lot more than we realize. And sometimes that's fun, and sometimes it's scary.
Yeah, I think that like you've been giving us all these examples, and a lot of us are probably sitting here going, oh yeah, okay, yep, right. Like we're imagining and now thinking of other ways that it's already being used, it's already around us. But now it's about is this something that we actually have access to? This teachable machine thing, this is super cool, and it's free, and it's something that we can actually use
Absolutely. And the other cool thing about it is, so the data that I used, thanks to my friends Mario and Luigi, that doesn't stay on the machine. So that model that I trained, I was actually able to download it and put it over into my Google Drive. And then I could bring it back up and just add my own images in versus doing that. So whatever models you can build, you can export, but you'll have to re-add your images because it doesn't keep your image data for that. But yeah, fun stuff. Now, we'll see that one in CSC 113, our AI fundamental class coming up in the spring. Another thing, let me do this for Dan because I have like 1 minute. It can be used for security, cyber security. There we go. I added that in, but when you think about it, that can be interesting and that can be scary because we could have Luigi walking down the street and the computer vision can go, oh, it's Luigi, but what if they think he's Mario and Mario has got a warrant out for his arrest? He damaged some piranha plants and gotten in trouble, and they think Luigi is Mario. There could be a mix-up there. So there's concerns there for cybersecurity. Of course, concerns around the fact that we could do deep fakes with them.
Yeah, I'd actually heard that, to be real brief here, there's a lot of implications even in areas that we wouldn't anticipate, like law. If you are somebody's on trial or something and there's any shadow of doubt that they're not going to convict, or the opposite, I mean, so it's going to introduce a lot of doubt, let's just put it that way.
It is. And think about, unfortunately, the riots at the Capitol. How did they identify the people in those videos?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Tonya, thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking some time, and I thank all of you for being on the call and learning along with us about computer vision and the more generally the domains of AI. We'll continue to have these sessions. We have them twice a month, so there's another one coming up at the end of the month on the ethics, so it'll kind of blend in nicely with what Tanya and Dan have been talking about, and then we've got one more in early December, so look for those emails. Thanks again, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.